Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is the day 7 of Complete Linux series, and today we are going to learn security and OS hardening in Linux operating system. So in this particular session, we will focus on practical examples of security and hardening of Linux system for production grade DevOps environments. We will also cover how to perform OS upgrade, how to secure user access and file system security. And OS hardening involves configuring your system to make it more secure by minimizing vulnerabilities, then tightening system access and setting up security policies. So in Linux, it is important to keep your system up to date. And to keep your system up to date, you need to perform the OS upgrade. So first point of this particular session is to perform the OS upgrade for security patches. And we have covered this package management and service management lecture in previous sessions, so you can have a look for better understanding how management works. So here, without wasting time, we will simply perform the OS upgrade. The command to update the list of package is apt update, and this will update the list of packages available for this particular VM. To perform the upgrade, the command is apt upgrade, and this will perform the upgrade of this VM. And if you want to perform full system upgrade, then the command is apt followed by dist upgrade, and this will perform the full upgrade of this particular VM. So these are the three commands which are used to perform this OS upgrade. If you want to check for available updates, the command is apt list upgradable, and this will show the list of packages that are available for the update. Second point of this particular session is to automate the OS upgrades, and we already have utilities available on open operating system, and the utility is unattended upgrades package, and this package will make sure that, so if you want automated OS upgrades, then this is the utility that you can install on your Linux VM. This will make sure that your OS upgrades will be done automatically. In order to enable this automated OS upgrade, the command is dpackage-reconfigure followed by priority equals low, and we need to provide the package name. So this is the command to perform the upgrades, automated upgrades on Ubuntu system, and this will enable the automated upgrades on this particular VM. In order to perform the kernel updates, the package which is responsible for performing the kernel upgrade is Linux image. So in Ubuntu, this package is responsible, or this package installs the kernel. And if you want to check the information for your current kernel, then the command is uname-a. This will print all the information related to your kernel. If you just want to get the version of your kernel, then the command is uname-r, and this will print the current version of your kernel. So current installed version is 130, which we have recently updated, and the command to perform kernel upgrade is same yum upgrade, and this will include all the packages that are available to update. Once you perform the upgrades, you need to reboot the system, and the command to reboot your system is reboot. So this command will reboot your system, and it will load all the updated packages in the next reboot. So next reboot will load all the newly installed packages along with your kernel. So this is all about OS upgrade. Second one is securing your user accounts. So most of the websites and online services enforce the strong password policies. So similarly in Linux operating system, you need to ensure that you enforce the strong password policies. So the files to ensure the files to ensure or enforce strong password policies and password complexities. These are the two files. So in etc you can define the password length, expiry, and all those things inside this particular file. So let me quickly get this file and let me remove all the comments and blank spaces. So here you can see this is the information stored inside login.dev file, and here you can see the max, the password expiry has been set to 90. Here you can see the various configuration which are set when the user account is created. So the password maximum days is set to 90. The home directory mode, like the permissions, default permissions are set with this permission, say 750. User mask is set to 022, and lot of like user information, password information, group information have been set right here. So you can go through all this, and default home directory is also set to yes. So these things will be configured inside login.f. Next thing, common password file. So let me cat this common password file just to explain how the password complexity can be defined. So in this particular file, here you can see the password requisite is set, and this is the module PAM pwd quality dot so module used to provide or used to set password complexity. And here we have defined three conditions. So user can max try 3 attempts to enter the password. The password length, minimum length should be 12. Retry is how many times you can retry to enter the password. Minimum length of password is 12, and minimum class that is set to 4. That means like how many character cases, numbers, and special characters that you use. So your password should have small case, uppercase, numbers, small case, uppercase, number, and special character. If you miss one thing, your password will be denied and you will get the error. So this is all about securing user accounts, and these are the two files that enforce the strong password policies in Linux operating system. Next one is to lock inactive accounts and disable unnecessary accounts. So there might be cases that you may find a lot of user accounts that are not being used or that are in inactive state. So the command to check the information for user is change followed by -l, and it will show the information about user, like whether the, like what is the password expiry, what is the account expiry for that particular user. So all this information can be accessed through change-l. And if you want to set the like if you want to account lock the account based on inactivity, then in that case you can make use of change command, and you need to set how many number of inactive days after which you want to lock the account. And here this, let's suppose if I want to inactive account after 30 days of period, so the command is change followed by -i 30 and the name of user. So this will, after 30 days of inactivity, this account will get locked. So this is all about uh, inactive, like locking the account which are inactive. So after certain period of time, if you want to unlock user, you can do that using change-i command, and you need to provide the number after which you want to lock the account or deactivate the account. In order to disable the account or in order to manually lock the account, the command is -l followed by name of user. So this way, this particular user will get locked and he won't be able to further log into this particular VM. So these are the three major points that needs to be covered when you are securing user accounts. Third point is managing sudo privileges. Privilege is used to perform admin level actions on VM. So if you want to perform some special actions which are only available for admin, then in that case you can use sudo privileges. And these are the two things that we need to take care when we are configuring sudo access for the users. So first thing, avoid unnecessary sudo access to the users. Like a lot of users get sudo access with lot of operations, and in that case you might observe that a lot of things happen on the server, and in order to track those things it becomes hard. So for that purpose you also need to enable sudo logs for auditing purpose, and based on that you can like track which user performed what action, and based on that particular thing or based on that particular auditing you can easily troubleshoot the issues or which all users are like creating issues in the system. So you can use sudo logs for auditing purpose, and the command is vsudo and followed by defaults. Here you need to add one line, that is defaults followed by log file is equals var log sudo dot log. So this way, okay, yes. What now? Okay, so let me edit the file again. Var log sudo dot log. Okay, so we have saved this file. Let's check var log sudo log is available or not. So we don't have var log sudo log file present currently, and here you can see we have added the log file sudo.log for auditing purpose. So whatever sudo commands will be run from users will get logged in this particular file, and this log file will track all the changes, all the commands that are being run by the users, sudo users, in this particular file. And yeah, with this we have also completed third part of this particular session. The fourth part of this particular session is securing SSH access. So in Linux operating system, we mostly make use of SSH secure shell in order to log into the system. So in order to secure this SSH access, we have to perform certain actions as a part of OS hardening. So first action is to disable root login via SSH. The file which stores the SSH configuration is etc ssh followed by ssh config, and in this particular file we need to disable the root login. So let's search for root, and okay, disable. Okay, so we need to add one more line right here, that is permit. Okay, permit. Okay, so this is the directive that we need to add. So permit root login is, we will set the permit root login to no. So here we have disabled root login via SSH using permit root login set to no. Second thing, use SSH key based authentication. So like in Linux we use two types of like authentication. First one is SSH key based authentication, and second one is password based authentication. So when we use key based authentication, that the second one, that is password based authentication, should be disabled. So here we will just enter password authentication as no. We, so here we have disabled password authentication as well. Then limit SSH to specific users or groups. So in order to limit SSH to the specific users, we have to add allow users directive. So let me quickly add allow users directive. So allow users is equal to vagrant. So we will allow only a vagrant user, and rest all the users will not be able to log into this particular VM. And fourth step of this particular chapter is change default SSH port. So default port of SSD service is 22, and let's check 22. Okay, so here you can see the port 22 is defined. So let's change it to 2222, and let me save this file quickly. So we have made these four configurations. First thing is disable root login via SSH. So let me just cat file and grep permit. So you can see permit root login is set to no. That means root login is basically a disable. Second thing is use SSH key based authentication. So password authentication is disabled. Here you can see password authentication is set to no. Third one is limit SSH to specific users. So we have only allowed vagrant user to log in to this particular VM, and change default port to change default SSH port. And here we have changed default port of SSH to 2222. To persist these configurations, we need to restart the SSD service. And with these changes, we make sure that our SSH is way more secured now. So we are done with fourth step as well. The fifth step of this particular session is firewall configuration. We have already covered this firewall configuration in previous session. So please make sure to watch our previous session. So in Ubuntu, we make use of UFW firewall. So you can check the current status of firewall using UFW status. So firewall is disabled. In order to enable the firewall, the command is UFW enable. And this command may disrupt existing SSH connection. Do you want to proceed? Yes. So your current status of firewall is active, and here you can see few rules have been configured. So if you want to allow these particular rules, like if you want to allow this particular 80 port to communicate on this particular VM, then you need to use this command ufw followed by allow followed by 80/dcp, and that's it. So rule is updated. Here you can check the status, and this way you can add as many rules as you want as per the requirement. And with this, we have also configured firewall as per the requirement. So these are the ports that are opened on this particular VM, and our external traffic will hit on these particular ports, and through these ports they will communicate with the services that are running on this particular VM. So port 80 is used for HTTP web service. Port 443 is used for HTTPS web service. And with this, we have also covered firewall configuration topic. I'm going to disable the firewall just to avoid the issues. Okay, so the next topic in our this particular session is disable unnecessary services. So on any particular Linux VM, you might find thousands of services, and you as a DevOps engineer, you as a Linux engineer should make sure that you should keep the less number of active services that are only required on your Linux VM, so that you can optimize your VM to run your services in a better manner. So in order to disable unnecessary services, so you need to know what all services that are available. So the command is systemctl list units followed by type equals service, and here you can see the list of services that are available on this particular VM. So here you can grab the running services, and if you find any service which is not required on this particular VM, then you can simply remove those services. Here I can see Apache HTTP web server is running. So if I don't want to run that Apache service, so what I can do is I can simply remove that service or remove the packages related to that particular service. That is the first thing. Second thing, if I want to disable the service, so let's suppose I don't want Apache to run on this particular VM. So Apache service is running. I don't want Apache anymore on this particular VM. So what I can do is I can simply stop this service, check the status, it is stopped, and disable the service. So stop and disable, these are the two commands that are used to disable the service. So we have disabled Apache 2 service from this particular VM. So we have completed sixth step as well. The next point of this particular uh, session is installing and configuring SELinux. SELinux stands for Security and OS Linux, and in order to check the SELinux status, the command is SE status. There is one more command through which you can check the SELinux status, that is get enforce. If you want to enforce SELinux policy, the command is set enforce. You can configure, you can enforce the SELinux policy as per requirement. So if you want, whether you want enforcing or permissive. In order to persist the SELinux configuration, we have file named etc SELinux config, and in this file you can change the, you can persist the SELinux configuration. So enforcing policy will enforce the SELinux security policies, then permissive will show the warnings but it won't enforce the policy, SELinux policy, and disabled is disabled, like no SELinux policy will be applied. So the current status is disabled only for the our particular this particular VM. In networking chapter, we have covered SELinux thoroughly, so you can have a look. You can go through that particular video to get a better understanding of on how SELinux can be configured. So this is all about 7th point. The 8th point of this particular session is auditing and monitoring with audit D. So first thing is install and configure audit log. So the command is apt install audit D. So audit is the package. So audit D is the package which is responsible for installing and configure. So audit D is the package which is responsible for managing audit D service. Once installed, we need to start the audit D service, and the command is systemctl start audit D. In order to make sure this service gets started after the reboot, the command is systemctl enable. So we will enable the service. To configure audit D, we need to add the rules inside audit configuration. So the configuration is present at etc audit D rules.d, and here we need to add the rules. So audit.rules is the file where you need to add the rules. So we have already added the rule for etc passwd file, and this w will watch. So w black will make sure that this etc passwd file will be watched all the time, and this p sets the permission to watch this particular file. So hyphen p followed by write permission, and hyphen a is for metadata attributes, followed by hyphen k. K stands for key, and we have defined this password changes key, like what whoever make changes to this etc passwd file, those will be tracked using audit. And let's save this file. And in order to reload the audit d rules, the command is au gen rules followed by hyphen hyphen load. So this command will load all the audit log rules available in the system, and once you load all the logs, you need to restart this audit service. That is all for configuring the audit team and creating the custom audit rules. Now let's suppose if I add new user using sudo user add test user. So this user Okay, test user 1. Okay, this user will get added in passwd file. This change will be tracked using audit day. So in order to check the changes that have been done in etc passwd can be monitored using audit day, and the command is au search. So au search -k followed by password changes. So this is the key that we have configured inside audit day rules, and this will show the logs monitoring, like this will show the logs that can be used to monitor the changes done on etc passwd. So here you can see a lot of changes have been done on this particular file. So here you can see what is the command that have been executed, who, from which the current working direct, all required things, all the details have been recorded in this particular message. So this is all about 8th point of this particular session. 9th point is log management and rotation. So in Linux we have log rotate utility, which is used to rotate the logs, and logs are essential for security, auditing and troubleshooting purpose, but when they consume a lot of disk space if they are not rotated properly. So log needs to be rotated, and we do have log rotate utility which automatically rotates, compress and remove the old logs. To configure the log rotation for, let's say, Apache logs, we need to configure log rotation. So the file which is responsible for log rotation is etc logrotate.d followed by httpd. So we need to create files inside etc logrotate.d, and here we'll create a httpd file for Apache logs, or we'll create a file named Apache logs, and we need to add the log rotation configuration for Apache logs. So here we need to first define the path where we need to check the logs. So this is the directory where we will check the logs, Apache logs, and we need to define how often we will rotate the logs, what is the frequency, how many older logs we will keep. Like we will keep the 7 old logs only. We want to compress the old logs, and missing okay will basically ignore the rotation if no log files are present, and not if empty will make sure that if the file is empty the log rotation will be skipped, and we want to make sure that the files will get created with 640 permission, and the owner and group should be Apache. This is the log rotate configuration that we have prepared for Apache logs, and this is all about log rotation. This file will make sure that the logs will be rotated on daily basis, and it will only keep the 7 old log files. The compress will make sure that your old log files will be compressed in available compression format. Then missing okay will ignore the log rotation if no files are present. Not if empty will ignore the log rotation if the files are empty, and this create 640 will make sure that the rotated logs will get created with these particular permissions and ownership. So this is all about log rotation. So 10th topic is encryption and secure communication. So first point is encrypt sensitive files. So we have various methods and utilities that are available to encrypt the files. First one is GPG key. So using GPG key we can encrypt and decrypt the sensitive files. The command to avail GPG utility is apt install gnupg, and let me generate a key full RSA default We'll go with default configuration, real name Vagrant, email address abc@abc.com, command file encryption, okay, passphrase root @123, root @123. Okay, so the GPG key pair is created. Go, this is demo file, demo, chat demo, Vagrant demo. So we have encrypted the demo file. So here you can see the encrypted file is present with .gpg extension. Now if you want to encrypt the file using passphrase, then the command is gpg -c and the file name. Let's enter the passphrase root @123, root @123. File demo gpg exists overwrite, yes. Cat demo. Now you can remove your original file, that is demo. Okay, and we have removed original file. Currently we have encrypted file, and here you can see the file is encrypted with AES 256. In order to decrypt the file, the command is gpg-d followed by demo.gpg and the file name of decrypted file. And here you can see the file is decrypted, and here you can see the content. So this way you can encrypt the sensitive files using GPG keys. There are various ways through which you can encrypt the files like OpenSSL, tar plus GPG key, etc. We are not going to cover most of the things. You can learn these things by yourself. And yeah, we tried to cover most of the things in this particular session. The last point of this particular session is use secure communication protocol. So when you are working on Linux system, you need to make sure that your system should not get compromised or should not get hacked. And in order to make sure that your system is secure, you need to use secure protocols like SSH for login purpose. If you are hosting a website, then you need to make sure that you are using HTTPS. So these are the things you need to make sure while setting up the protocols for your Linux operating system. So this is all about this particular session. Please let me know in the comment section if you have any queries or doubts regarding any point about this particular session. If you found this video useful, please don't forget to like, subscribe and share these videos with your colleagues and friends. This was all for this particular video, and see you in the next one. Take care. Bye.